and a little bit of spice.
Then, chaps, it's time for Challenge Cup weekend. Oh, yes, here we go. Come on, baby. So brilliant games. A repeat of the 2023 semi-final between the Wigan Warriors and Hull. And Hull KR. I was going to say FC there. Good Lord, glow. Anyway, let's get into this. Right, before we do, let's take a look at the road to the semi-finals. And as you can see, the Hull KR have had the more difficult journey to this point, and they've been very, very impressive. They beat the Salford Red Devils in round 6 by 40 points to 0, and then they beat Stef's Lee Leopards in a repeat of last year's grand final, 28-14. Leopards, to be fair, with a weak inside, put up a good fight, but the KR were triumphant on the day. As for Wigan, actually their more difficult game, believe it or not, was against Sheffield Eagles, who were right in that game at half-time, if you remember, folks, but they went out in the second half, maybe fitness told, 44-18 winners, but of course, an absolute shoo-in in the quarterfinal, 60 points to 6 win in the Challenge Cup. Craig Rigby box before you start. It doesn't count. You have still not got as good a for and against the Saints in Super League. Let's not go there, my friend. Right, let's move on to a bit more statistics for you on this one. This is the head-to-head between these two sides in the Challenge Cup, ladies and gentlemen. Really interesting indeed. As you can see, 7 wins to 3 in the favour of the Wigan Warriors in history in the Challenge Cup. Neutral venues, again, the Wigan Warriors have 3-2 in that respect. Winners, no comparison. We know the legacy that is the Wigan Warriors in this competition. And this is both the Challenge Cup and Super League combined. Wigan this year, 416 points in the 4 column, taking on 330 for Hull KR. But actually, fair play to KR. In their defence, 183 to 156. That's pretty tight. Both of these two sides doing really well indeed. And let's not forget that when the Wigan Warriors went up against KR a couple of weeks ago, let's be fair, they did a number on the Warriors. Guys, nothing can be taken for granted here from the Wigan Warriors, unless you're Craig Rigby. I'm just going to put that in there again, Craig. Just going to put it in again, sir. Don't forget, Craig, Sunday, you need to watch who you're playing in the final. I'm just going to keep saying that. But this should be a belter. I mean, let's be fair. Greg will come to you first on this one. Hull KR on any given day can beat any given side. They've got the quality, they've got the players, and in recent history, they are Wigan Warriors bogey team.
They are, yes. I'm really excited for this game. I really am. I don't think we expected Hull KR to win last season. I think that's the first thing. Everybody last season expected a Wigan Saints final. And that's no disrespect to Lee either, Steph. We were at that game. I think Lee fans kind of didn't believe they'd won at the end. It was wow. But going back to the KR Wigan game, yeah, KR absolutely did a number on Wigan, as you rightly said. Could they do it again? I think they could. My only reservation saying that is that Bevan French is on fire at this moment in time. And he could very well be the difference between the two teams.
It's a great show. But let's not forget here, matey, right? Last week, I put Bevan French down as the man to watch because I said, and I called it, I mean, I should be missed it. If only I was as good on Betfred as I am in terms of Super League Raw Weekly. Because if you remember, I put on our man to watch Bevan French because what I'd said was, and hopefully Craig and the other Wigan fans that are watching, I don't think he'd hit the heights. I mean, he's had a couple of glimpses. I mean, for example, the try against Saints, he's had a couple of glimpses, but we haven't seen the Bevan French of 2023 where he grabbed the game by himself. And lo and behold, that's exactly what he did this week. He was the Bevan French of 23.
Exactly. And, Mikey Lewis was Hull KR's best player against us on Thursday night.
Yeah, I agree with
but we did work out how to nullify him for a lot of that game. And if Wigan are watching that game, then as the best coaches will do, they will have watched our game on Thursday. and they will say, well, look what Geordie Crowther did, look what Fitzgibbon did to him. They will be kind of watching that and thinking, there's the way to nullify Mikey Lewis. Up on him quickly. Don't give him space. Whereas you say Bevan French can create space out of nothing and had a great game. A great game at the weekend. Probably his best game of the season.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think one of the biggest wins, Warrington got off to a flying start. There's no doubt about that at the weekend. But I think one of the biggest wins for Warrington was the D. I thought, like I said, King had Dicker in his pocket. Some of the defence on the other side between Fulis, Nicholson and Williams, in terms of the Evels on the arch and all what was going on that side. Tanginoa, with the exception of the try, where Tanginoa steamrolled Williams, they pretty much contained Tanginoa as well. And let's be fair, the three biggest threats this season, well, four, Mikey Lewis, other than the second half where he grew into the game, Evels, Hiku, and Tanginoa, they've been the four picks for me. I mean, all this blurb over Tyrone May now, I'm sorry. They have been the four best players at KR this year. And Warrington, to their credit, shut all four pretty much down this week. And that said, though, I go back to it, Wigan have not been able to do that for quite some time.
I know, it's intriguing, isn't it?
It is far more intriguing than Craig's making out, because Craig seems to think it's a shoe-in for Wigan.
Well, I think Craig might have been working for for Sky Sports the other year when they printed the Saints Wigan grand final off before the semi-finals had been played, maybe. But inside information. But yeah, this for me is well, and Semba's going to the RFL.
All I would say, Steph, is there's look. Let's just go there. Let's just say it right now. The Challenge Cup in Australia is one of the most revered competitions in rugby league. They love the Challenge Cup, and Junior Nsemba is going to be playing on Saturday. Let's get there, and every single Australian is going to be watching. And if Wigan are to win, there's one thing that's certain: Junior Nsemba is going to shine. He's going to shine, and so much so that people are going to want to buy him. Oh, yes, Junior Nsemba NRL. Over to you, Steph.
Oh, the world's watching, Dave. The world will be watching this weekend. Make no marks about that.
Look at Dog giving him grief in the chat.
And he may be backed up by Mr. Dupree as well. He might have a cracker this weekend as well. You never know.
If anybody, Dupree deserves a shot at the NRL, mate.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Anyway, enough of winding up our Wigan contingent. Steph, I mean, look, if this is as good, and we said on the final whistle, let's hope that both semi-finals are as good as last year's semi-finals, because they were great adverts for our games. Yeah. Walters may play. I don't think he will. Neil Vennick saying Walters will play instead. I don't think he will. And Sam's in too good a form. Walters might get on the bench, but
might be on the bench, Walters.
But again, I think, unfortunately for Walters, at the start of the season, sorry, Steph, welcome to the start. But in terms of Walters, had he been fit at the start of the season, I think Walters probably would have been straight into the Wigan side. But the fact that he's been injured has allowed Junior Nsemba to pretty much make that position his own. I think Walters has got a right task on, as good as he is, to get in to the starting lineup, Steph.
Yeah, well, he's wrote his own checkbook for the NRL, hasn't he? And
actually, that's the way he could get into the team if Junior Nsemba goes early to the NRL.
It could be a mid-season transfer, couldn't it? It's normally the other way around, isn't it? But you never know. With South in a bit of trouble, he used to stop him. But no, anyway, to bring it back to the game.
Bring it back to the game.
Well,
bring us back to planet Earth.
Yeah, instead of winding up our very loyal Patreon team top members. No, I think it's a good result that Warrington beat KR this week, because I think that's just added to this week, because obviously Hull KR will be smarting from that, given how good they've been this season. I'm sure Willie Peters will have been giving them the rocket this week in terms of you need to give back a bit back to our fans this week and get us back to Wembley. So I was quite pleased with that result, and I'm probably going to upset a few of our Wigan contingent even more now because they'll be saying, "Oh, you don't want Wigan to win because you're a Leigh fan," but it's quite the opposite actually. I want Hull KR to win based on last year and how good their supporters were when we were in the final together. Obviously, with them, I'm surprised they've only won one Challenge Cup. That's really shocked me, that, in terms of that stat you put up. So I know they've been to a few finals and lost. But more importantly, I think we played Hull KR the week before Wembley. And I know last year, Billy Peters rested all his players against Wigan. So it could work out very well for us, that. So I will be 100% cheering the Robins on this weekend for that reason, not because it's Wigan.
Really, Steph?
I just think it's going to be a great game. I mean, I really, really do. I think that, both of these two sides play, let's be fair, really good rugby. When they're on, they're on. When these two are on, they're on.
Two brilliant sides. It's a great semi-final.
Yeah, it is. It's a great, and it's that narrative as well, isn't it? That Hull KR beat him last year in the semi-final. There's that bit of narrative. The fact that KR, let's be fair, they played brilliantly well against Wigan a few weeks ago. They really, really did. So they'll go into this game knowing that they absolutely are in with a shot. But what I would say is that Wigan at 100% is a very tough team to beat, and I think that the more these players are coming back to fitness, the bench of the Wigan Warriors is just frightening. I mean, we talked about Paddy Mago, Dupree, Lehman, who's added so much off the bench. We talked about that on the Final Whistle podcast. If you haven't listened to that and you're watching this tomorrow morning, go on to Amazon, Spotify, or Apple, whichever one it is, and go and listen to the Final Whistle podcast where we talk about all the round 11 games and we talk at length about the impact Cruz Lehman has had on the Wigan Warriors. But, I mean, for me personally, Schofield, he's gone KR. Schofield's gone KR. Greg, where are you going?
Lightning very, very rarely strikes twice.
Easy for you to say.
Has he been on your card?
I'm hunting Wabbit.
Big dastardly.
I'm hunting Wabbit. I'll try that one again. Lightning very rarely strikes twice in rugby league, in cup games. I think, neutrals might want a Wigan Warrington final. But I just get this funny feeling that Hull KR are going to do it again. I really do. I don't think it'd be golden point like Matt's saying. I think Wigan will be going into this confident. Hull KR will be going into this a little bit with the kick at the backside, as Steph says. Wigan may well be overconfident. And yeah, I just get the funny feeling that Hull KR are going to do them again.
Well, I mean, we've seen the one person I hope he's wrong is Neil. Neil's gone Warriors 18 plus. I don't want an 18 plus. I want as a neutral. I want a really good, solid game where we're going into the last 10 minutes and it's jeopardy. That's what we want. This is on the Beeb. We want that. The sport deserves that, and both of these two teams can deliver. I've got to hold you a little bit there, Greg. I don't think the neutrals do want Wigan Warrington. I think they actually want Huddersfield KR.
Do you reckon?
Yeah. So, for example, had we have lost to the Saints and the Saints were playing Huddersfield as a neutral, I would, like last year, KR against Lee, and what a final they served up to have different sides. I mean, don't get me wrong, not since 1990 have Wigan played Warrington.
Yeah, we know how that ended up.
And we know how that ended up. So, do you know what? It is an unusual final, should that be the final. And, of course, the bookies will say that's the favourite. I've already seen Greg in the chat saying that I think Warrington are -6 and Wigan are -10 on the coupon. So every bookie has got that as the favourite. But, 80 minutes of rugby league has got to be played. I mean, the same was said last year, Steph, that it was going to be a Saints-Wigan final. And, hey-ho, we know what happened next, don't we? All I hope is that this is another edge-of-the-seat quality. Yeah. It's going to be great. I mean, Andy, you're spot on there in terms of the Rugby Football League. You're right. They do need a Wigan Warrington final. That said, KR will travel in numbers, as they're proving at Doncaster. I mean, Craig Rigby was on the Final Whistle and he said Wigan are not travelling in the numbers that they should be.
KR would take more than Wigan.
Actually, I think, certainly from a Huddersfield Warrington perspective, if the Rugby Football League had the day, it probably would be Warrington from a numbers perspective. But I'll be honest, I don't think there'd be an awful lot of difference between Wigan and KR, would there, in terms of what they took to Wembley?
No, KR did, brilliantly last year as well. And I think they'll travel there. And I think that's going to be the difference in this semi-final. I think that the KR fans are going to make it a mini. Well, there you go. I think they're going to make it a mini Craven Park at the weekend. And that team responds to those fans. That's why their home form is so good. They have got the buy-in of the supporters, and when they need them, they get behind them. And I think that's going to be the difference. But I do see it being a very tight semi-final again, same as it was at Leeds last year. I don't think it'll be golden point again. I think it'll be. No, I do think it'll be close though. I'm predicting they are 1-8.
Yeah, I think for me, I'm going to go to Warriors. It's hard to bet against Wigan. I mean, it really is because of the roster's so good, and they've just come off the back of a really solid display. And I think Greg's point around French and Field. What was nice to see for the first time in 2024 was the Field French combination. That ball to French for his try from Field. How many times did we see that last year? Those two combining. So it is quite ominous. Freddie McGilvray, he's gone in there. He's in the chat. Good evening, Freddie, another Super League Raw member. He's fancying KR by 1-8. Peter Mason, he's going to the wire by 14. We'll come to that in a moment. But yeah, I mean, look, let's hope it's a winner. No surprises. Pete's going Warriors by 8. Craig's going Warriors by 1-8. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be very, very interesting. Before we go to the Warrington game, let's take a little look at where the prediction league is up to. And as you can see, Gary Schofield and Joel Scholes are now level on 169. We don't, of course, do it for the Challenge Cup. The predictions will be back. They will be uploaded on Sunday for round number 12. But Joel he had a great week, Joel. Phenomenal week. He's on 169. I'm on 165. 7-point advantage now, Greg. The inward one with you and Steph. And it has to be said, the fans for them this year are having a shocker. They won it 2 years ago. And for whatever reason, this year, they're just not getting it right amongst themselves. Very, very surprising. Right. We are now going to look at the Warrington Huddersfield semi-final. But before we do, get your question of the week in the chat. That's right. As always, we're going to do a question of the week. Get it in the chat. I'll pick one at the end of the show to answer. So what is the question that you would like us to debate at the end of the show? Make it a good one, or else we won't be doing it. Right, let's get into the Warrington Wolves against Huddersfield. Let's take a look at the road to the semi-final. And it has to be said, actually, that some of Huddersfield's better performances this season have been in the Challenge Cup. A brilliant 50-6 win over Hull FC. And who would have thought they'd have gone down to the south of France and turned over the Catalan Dragons by 34-6? That said, Warrington also have had two very impressive wins. 42-0 over the London Broncos, probably expected, but nobody would have expected them to go to the former World Club champions and former grand final winners, the Saints, and beat them by 31-8 and beat them soundly like they did. So there's no doubt these two teams in great form in the Challenge Cup. Let's take a look at the head-to-head and look at this. The wins in the Challenge Cup, 12 for the Wire, 2 for the Huddersfield Giants. But guys, do you know your history? Because those two wins for the Huddersfield Giants were against the Warrington Wolves in 1913. They beat them 9-5 at Headingley, and in 1933 they beat the Wire 21-17 at Headingley. Of course, the Wire beat Huddersfield in the 2009 the Challenge Cup final 18-10. 2 apiece on neutral ground. 9 plays 6. A bit tighter this than the Wigan Warrington game. And again, we've combined the Super League and the Challenge Cup in terms of the attack and the defence. 359 plays 324. The 2 Huddersfield games in the Challenge Cup really helping them there. But one thing you've got to say about the Sam Burgess Warrington Wolves, they have been very much better in defence this year. They're up there, the punching with the likes of Saints and Wigan in terms of their goal line D. 1-5-1 plays 2-4-1. The bookies have it as a Warrington Wolves win. We know that Huddersfield have the quality. Masters has not got a ban. Watson was really concerned about that. He hasn't been banned. They've got Adam Swift is 50-50. Murch is 50-50. Chris Hill, they're saying he's 50-50. I just don't see how he can bring Chris Hill back from injury in a game of this magnitude. I really don't. I'd be amazed if Chris Hill, I think that could be a big mistake. If Ian Watson was to put Chris Hill in, having not played rugby throughout this season, in perhaps let's be fair, their best chance of silverware in 2024, I just think that'd be crazy. I'll come to you last, Greg. Steph, all of what I just said, over to you.
I think our friend Huddersfield friends will be thanking the lucky stars this is at a neutral venue and not at the John Smiths, because if it was the John Smiths, I'd probably be back in Warrington to put 40 on them, based on their form there this season. Well, I don't think they've won since August there, have they? But with it being a neutral venue, I think Huddersfield on the road have been really good this year. So I think that'll probably play to their advantage in this one. And if you can't get up for a semi-final, Huddersfield, we all know, have got the quality of players to really give Warrington a game here. So it's going to be another fantastic semi-final, and I see it being another close one as well. But I do think that Warrington have probably got the edge on them at the moment. Like I've said numerous times on Raw and on the podcasts, they're slowly building the consistency, Warrington. And I just think that Sam Burgess has got that big game experience to instill on some of the younger Warrington players. And I think that'll motivate them to just get over the line on this one. But I do think there's a chance Huddersfield could win as well. I think it is going to be a very close game. But I am just tipping Warrington. Again, I'm going to go 1-8. So another close semi-final.
And again, Greg, in the same spirit of what I've said over Chris Hill, reports out of Warrington that Conor Wrench will be given every chance to play. Again, I just don't see that. I don't see how you can bring Conor Wrench back in a semi-final. If it was a Super League game, yeah, okay. But I'll tell you now, if Conor Wrench does come back, it just goes to show how much Sam Burgess admires Conor Wrench as a rugby league player.
Yeah. I don't think he will. I think Ty has done enough in the last couple of games. Solid defense. His defense has improved 100%. I think I said in the quiz last night when we were discussing this, or before the quiz kicked off, that this worries me, this game, because Warrington have a habit of beating the teams they shouldn't beat in semi-finals and then losing to teams they should beat in semi-finals. And that's no disrespect to Huddersfield. We went to Headingley. We should have beat Hull KR a few years ago and we got beat. Same against Hull at Huddersfield. We should have beat Hull under Tony Smith and we got beat. We lost a lot of semi-finals in that run between 2009 and 2017. We lost a lot of semi-finals. And this one worries me. It really does worry me. Warrington should win. On form, at least. Huddersfield haven't had the best of form. Warrington have been playing all right. But it worries me. And I am... Oh,
You've got to. You've got to do it. No, do it. You can't do anything else. Come on.
Warrington.
Oh, no, Greg Roach is punching the air.
Are going to lose to Huddersfield.
Greg Roach has just suddenly turned off his PC.
Well, I'll get my Warrington Wolves dance ready on WhatsApp.
I have to, don't I?
You have to. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. But then say David Pye's in the chat.
Generally, I can see Huddersfield causing upset because, as I said,
if they turn it on, they turn it on, mate. Huddersfield have got they have got it. I mean, they've got the quality. Yeah. There's no.
I'm not going to be allowed in the Bonnie Langford Stadium on Sunday.
But I think the interesting thing, though, here is we haven't had a measure, have we, of Huddersfield Warrington this year? We've seen KR up against Wigan, but we haven't seen Warrington against Huddersfield yet. They don't play Huddersfield for. I mean, it's madness, isn't it? Warrington are going to have played Catalan 3 times before they take on Huddersfield at the Halliwell Jones on July the 5th. Unbelievable! It's unbelievable. But there you go.
That's why we need a 14-team Super League to get
Greg Roach. Greg Roach is throwing up, mate. He's absolutely devastated by your prediction there.
Can I be perfectly honest?
Well,
I think it's going to be a Warrington Hull KR final.
Wow,
that's me. That's me not playing to the gallery. I think it's going to be a Warrington Hull KR final.
I'm with you, Reggie. So, but based on the prediction league, I think the Wigan Huddersfield fans will be rejoicing on that one.
but you say that. I mean, Schofield's gone KR wire.
And saying that though, I did get the winner. Every team this week, I got the winner.
You did. Actually, it's a good shout. You did. You might have only got 2 points for each one, but you were perfect, mate. You were spot on there. Nice to see that you're checking my results that I'm not doing you, mate. Hey, good lad. Well done. But no, look, all I will hope and pray for is that, look, it's the Challenge Cup. I say this every time the Challenge Cups come round. It's one of the most special competitions in the world of sport. It's what makes rugby league fantastic. This is what other podcasts talk it down. The Challenge Cup is dead. It's only dead if we as the fans stop believing in it. And this is a fantastic competition. We've all got memories of going down to Wembley, whether you were there to support your own team or whether you're there as a rugby league family member. That's what it's all about. Roll on Wembley. Some people have been saying in the chat, are we going to Wembley? Super League Raw are going to Wembley. Don't you worry about that. And 2 people are going to win Challenge Cup final tickets off the back of Super League Raw. We may even have a little meeting under the statue prior to the game to have a little bit of a chat and take a few photos. So you want to be there. You want to be a part of it. Right. There's 83 people watching this and we have not got 83 members yet. That tells me that you are loving what we're doing, folks. We need your support. There it is in the top corner. You need to do the QR code. You need to become a part of the membership. You've got people in the chat who are members willing you on, especially you, Matty Sale. Don't you? Not you, right? Boys, we do, don't we, though, Steph? I mean, you say it all the time. Less than a latte. We serve up a great product.
Oh, well, yeah. I think when you look at other coverage of Super League, the amount of work that goes into this, Dave, the quality, it's not just 3 blokes talking all the time. It's it's actual stats, it's actual proper graphics and everything like that. And to get that even better, I know your ambition is to grow it even more than what it gives now. So we need people to support it to make that happen. And 2-3 quid a month is nothing, is it?
No, Greg?
No, I agree. Get signed up. Up. We big up rugby league, as you say. We love the sport.
We do, passionate about it.
We're not like Sky Sports and BBC who talk it down constantly and say the product isn't what it was. The product is brilliant.
Mm.
Get behind it. Let's grow the community.
Carl, you don't need to be a dinosaur. Carl, all you need to do is go into the internet, www.patreon.com/Super League Raw. The rest is self-explanatory. Simple as that. Steve Cartledge, still on the bandwagon. Matty, get a grip. Get signed up to Super League Raw.
Can I just shout out John Wilkinson, who's saying the women's semi-finals as well.
Spot on.
Played for the men's. As a big advocate of the women's game, come on. The women's product is superb. Honestly, it is an absolutely fantastic product, the women's game. Get behind it, support it, please.
Absolutely.
They need your support. Come on. Let's get in there.
Completely agree. Some great fixtures coming up. We're getting to the business end of the Challenge Cup. Some great fixtures on the horizon. Right, guys, get your questions in the chat. We are going to, I think at the minute we've got one. So if you want to rival that one that we've got, get your question in the chat. Whatever it may be, get it in there. We'll debate it for a couple of minutes before.
Yeah. Can you get one in there that we can answer, please?
Absolutely. But before we do, the time has come. I announced this 4, 6, 7 weeks ago on Weekly, and both Steph and Greg nearly fell off the chair. It just goes to show how far Super League Raw has come. You join the membership, I give it back in terms of prizes. This is the first tickets we've given away of 2024. More will be on the way. We've already given away a towel, a Huddersfield Giants towel to a quiz night winner last night. We've given away a signed rugby ball for Hull KR. We've given away 2 £25 vouchers for club shops. We've given away 2 hampers for Easter to 2 of our fans. It just keeps coming. We're going to be giving a season ticket away. Oh, we're going to give him
Kevin Sinfield's book.
Kevin Sinfield's book went to Craig Roach last night with 2 extra chapters.
Signed by your good self, David.
I will be signing it and putting a note in for Greg. So like I say, loads of prizes coming the way of Super League Raw, but you've got to be in it to win it. And every single one of, they're all going in. They're all going in. Come on. Best group of rugby league fans. You're absolutely spot on there, Craig. I'll read it out for the people who are listening to the podcast. Best group of rugby league fans, 100% sign up. The WhatsApp group. I mean, for those of you who are listening, for those of you who are watching, we have got members now that are meeting up before a game from rival teams for a chat and for a pint. We've got members that are actually letting other members stay over in their houses on the day that their teams are playing. We've got members Mr. Sale, doing barbecues. We've got loads of stuff going on. You want to be a part of this community. It's a celebration of rugby league. You're not just joining a membership and getting the opportunity of more content and getting these prizes. You're joining a family of like-minded rugby league fans who want to chat, who want to be a part of the community. Get involved. Right, I think we plugged that enough for tonight. It is now time, gentlemen. The time has come. The time has come to give away 2 Challenge Cup final tickets. Boys, I'm sure you're going to wish everybody well.
Yes. All good luck, everyone.
And to our Matthew, you're not invited because you're not invited to the barbecue because you're not a member.
Absolutely, yeah. Matty Sale and David as well. No chance. Never in a million years. You're not coming to a barbecue. If you do, I'll make sure you get the worst burnt sausage. Don't you worry about that. Right, here we go. It's time. On that note, it's now time to give away some Challenge Cup tickets. So we're going to move over to our Wheel of Fortune. Good luck, everybody. Here we go. Oh, here we go. I can imagine everybody's quite tense now. 2 free Challenge Cup tickets up for grabs, courtesy of Super League Raw. As you can see, all your names are in there as per your membership agreement. We're going to shuffle them up. Which one of you is going to Wembley, courtesy of Super League Raw? I think that's a good shuffle. Let's get it hidden. The very best of luck to everyone. Here we go. Fan to boot. You are on your way to Wembley. Many congratulations. Thank you for being a great member here at Super League Raw. The tickets will be on their way to you in the next couple of days. There you go. Well done to Lee Partington. Great stuff. And he's actually been in the chat before the draw and said he loves being a member, friendly banter and good solid debates. And there you go. He's just won 2 tickets to the Challenge Cup final, courtesy of Super League Raw. Lee, many, many congratulations. I
might even throw a Hulk AR shirt in there for you especially.
I'm gutted Craig's not won that, to be honest with you. Because,
no, but to be fair to Craig, Craig's gone in and congratulated Lee. You know what? It was, I have to say, lovely that actually one of the members whose teams is still in the comp at this point has won that. That's marvellous. So, I mean, he might not be come Saturday. But anyway, at the moment, Lee is in there. Freddie McGilvey, all of the members wishing Lee nothing but love and respect. Fantastic stuff. More tickets will be coming down the line this year. There's 83 of you still watching. This is what being a part of this community is all about. Winning prizes, being a part of a great community, and you get to come to the quiz for free. Wonderful stuff. The quiz is back, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, on June the 17th. June the 17th. That'll be uploaded a lot earlier this time. Tickets will be going on sale in the next week. Plenty of time to book your tickets for that. If you're a member, it's free. If you're a non-member, £3.40. As Steph says, what else are you going to do on a Monday night for £3.40? Bit of rugby league knowledge, and then the opportunity to maybe win some really nice prizes as well. So there you go. Peter Mason, congratulating Lee. They're all getting in. Over to you, Steph.
Yeah. Can we just say to Lee? Sorry, Steph. Can we just say to Lee, your tickets in the Warrington end, mate?
They're not actually. They're actually in the main stand. So is where they are. So
right.
yeah.
I was just saying, class from our fellow Hulk AR fan Dawn to say she'll lend Lee a Hulk AR shirt.
Absolutely. The least you can do. Least you can do. But no, really, really well done. Delighted for Lee. Congratulations. More member exclusive prizes on the way. We will do other prizes as well that will include everybody, but more member exclusive prizes on the way. Chaps, what a great night of chat. Wonderful to end on such a high note for Lee Partington. Outstanding stuff. We will be back. Right, this is what you've got to look forward to. Tomorrow, you have got the Liam Marshall in conversation, 8 p.m. on YouTube. If you want to watch it, if you want to listen to it, you can download it from 8 p.m. Maybe listen to it on Thursday on the way to work. The news update will be back on Thursday, building up to the Challenge Cup semi-finals. You don't want to miss that. No game of the week, because of course there's 2, but we will be covering both games as part of the news this coming week, of course. In the sheds, we don't do Challenge Cup, unfortunately, but you never know. I might surprise you. Let's just wait and see on that one. You never, ever know, do you? And, of course, the Final Whistle podcast, we don't normally do them for the Challenge Cup, but, of course, we did it for the quarterfinal. We'll do it for the semi-final. The Final Whistle podcast will be recorded, as normal, on Sunday, post the game.
If Warrington have won, Dave, I might not be in any fit state.
Maybe not. But Warrington, we will be there. This
I'll be there.
You'll be there. You'll be, yeah, I'll be there.